two of Pharaoh's officers, his butler and baker, aroused the royal ire and were cast into prison, the same one that Joseph was now administering. The butler had given Pharaoh a goblet of wine with a fly in it. The baker had given Pharaoh a loaf of bread with a stone in it. One night, they both had odd dreams, and Joseph interpreted them. Not only did they have odd dreams, but in addition to dreaming their own dream, the message that God was giving them, they dreamed the proper interpretation of their fellow's dream. So the butler, for example, got his dream, which is his meaning for him, plus the proper interpretation of the baker's dream, and vice versa. So when Joseph comes to interpret the butler's dream, the baker says, hey, the verse says that the baker saw that Kitev Pasar, that Joseph properly or correctly interpreted. How did he know? He's not an interpreter of dreams, but because each man got the meaning of the fellow's dream as well, the baker, hearing Joseph properly interpret the butler's dream, also said, hey, I want him to interpret my dream. Joseph told the butler that he'd soon be released and restored to Pharaoh's service. The baker was told by Joseph that he would soon be hung. Why the distinction? Both of them did something that was incorrect. You don't hand a person, especially somebody who you're serving, especially a pharaoh, a goblet of wine with a bug, with a fly, and you don't hand him a loaf of bread with a stone. Seemingly, either both of them should be forgiven, or both of them should be put to death. But the reality is that the baker was either in, or purposely put the stone into the bread, or he was completely incompetent in his responsibilities. It's impossible to knead dough and bake a loaf of bread not realizing that a stone is in the dough. It's physically impossible unless you don't care, or you put the stone in there on purpose. It's quite possible that as the butler is giving the goblet of wine to Pharaoh, that the fly comes in at that moment into the goblet. Therefore, it's quite realistic that he wasn't in any way purposely doing this, and not even irresponsible in his behavior and his responsibilities. Therefore, the butler is saved, is forgiven and released. The baker is hung. Joseph pleaded with the butler to mention his plight to Pharaoh and asked for his release. 3 days later, both of Joseph's interpretations came true, but the butler forgot all about Joseph.